Hey guys, how's it going? Powen here. Welcome back to my garage. It's awesome to have you guys here for another DIY technical video by Acuity Instruments. So in today's video, we're going to be installing shifter cable bushings into the GK5 fit right behind me. These shifter cable bushings are a great upgrade to your OEM ones because they are made out of solid materials and are designed to provide better feedback when shifting between gears. This video is designed to supplement our online installation guides, so don't forget to check those out on our website if you guys are looking for the most detail for this install. Regardless, it should really only take you about an hour and a half, 2 hours tops. We're only going to really need to remove the airbox assembly in order to get optimal access around the shifter cables. In the box, you should find both the gate cable and gear change cable bushing, 2 cotter pins, and 2 metal retainer rings for each cable bushing. To begin this install, pop open the hood of your car and support it in place. Then locate the car's battery in the engine bay. Loosen the negative battery terminal clamp and remove it to set it aside so it doesn't make contact with the negative battery terminal. Next, we must remove the entire airbox assembly. Loosen the following hose clamp on the intake tube that feeds the throttle body. Then compress the hose clamp on the intake vent tube and slide it out from the rubber grommet on the intake tube. Disconnect the following green wiring harness clips by depressing their respective locking tabs to push the clips out of their mounting points. Then unclip the wiring connector on the MAF sensor, and then set the vent tubing and wiring connector aside. At the base of the airbox assembly, there are 2 screws that affix it to the chassis of the car. Loosen both of these screws, then disconnect any remaining intake tubing that feeds into the airbox. Then proceed to pull the entire airbox assembly off the throttle body and out from the car. Now that we have access to both shifter cables, first remove the metal C-clip on the gate selector cable. The trick to removing these clips is to first pry under one of the corners to create enough of a gap to continue prying the clip upwards as shown. Then remove the factory cotter pin from the gate cable bushing and slide the cable off from its respective pin on the transmission. Repeat this removal process on the gear selector cable. To remove each cable bushing, grip the cable with one hand and insert a screwdriver through the bushing to pry it out from the shifter cable as shown. Now take the new bushings and press each one into its respective shifter cable. Make sure the bushings are completely seated into the cable and double check that you're installing the bushings in the correct orientation. Now, to prevent the loss of any small parts, cover up the workspace underneath the cables. Then install the supplied retaining rings into the groove found on the bottom of each shifter cable bushing. It's easiest to install one end of the retainer ring first, then work your way around the ring, pushing it into the groove until the other end snaps in place. Reinstall the shifter cables and slide each bushing back onto the correct pin on the transmission. Then secure them in place using the supplied cotter pins. Align the C-clips by hand onto each shifter cable as shown. There's a groove that these clips slide into in order to align the cables onto the transmission. Then use a hammer to tap these clips back onto the cables to affix them to the transmission. A wooden dowel or piece of pipe might help with this if clearances are too tight to push the C-clips back in place. With the new bushings in place, reinstall the factory intake system into the car and then reinstall the negative battery terminal clamp. So that wraps it up for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like on this video below and also consider subscribing to the channel for more content. And to stay even more up to date with all of our current projects and parts, don't forget to check us out on Instagram and Facebook as well. That being said, my name is Pao and Song, and I will catch you guys in the next DIY technical video. Bye.